How's it going, everyone? Family52 back again, and in today's episode, we're gonna max out proficiency with the Buster Sword. Let's get going. Alright, welcome back, everyone. In the last episode, we started working on Chapter 10, and completed all of the missions that we now have available to us in the game, and in the process we unlocked a little something called the Heek Soul, which is it does a lot for us. I'm not even gonna lie right there. Let's see, can I get the mail that tells us what it does? Yeah, it's going to give us the Smart Consumer, it's going to give us Dual Cast, it's going to give us Libra, SP Master, it's going to break our HP limit, it's going to break our MP and AP limits. It's also going to add effects to our weapon strikes. It is going to add a permanent stop and stun effect. It absorbs all the elements. It automatically casts a potion for us when we are below a quarter health. It is going to double our gil, item, and materia drops. It is going to increase the likelihood that an enemy will drop an item. It is going to guarantee a steal. It is going to... items dropped or stolen will always be rare, and it is also going to put us in a permanent curse state. And honestly, that permanent curse state with our stats, not really that big of a deal. I have decided that this is going to be our final accessory loadout. We got the Heek Soul for all that we just went over. We got the Zadric to increase all of our main stats by 100. Keeping us at 255 across the board, except for luck, which we absolutely do not need. I also have the Genji shield for barrier and M-barrier. The fact that it absorbs all the elements, not really that worthwhile. The null ailments, I don't remember being on the Heek Soul, so that is good though. And I also have the Genji helm. The Libra, that's already covered, but the infinite AP and MP just seems like it would be useful to me. So that is why I have it on. It seems to be working out for me in the little bit of testing that I've been doing. So here's hoping that that stays true moving forward. Now, another thing that I did at the end of the last episode is I told you I was going to be going through and taking care of some DMW things. As you can see, I do have a little yellow dot right there, so let's go ahead and open this up. There we have our final piece of Genji equipment, which is going to be the Genji armor, and the DMW Master achievement, which is for completing all of the DMWs. So yeah, as you can see, everybody's at 100%. The hardest one to get right here was actually Genesis. I did leave my PlayStation on overnight in order to do that. Everyone else, though, it only took like an hour or so. And let me show you what I did. I went through, and when I was farming Cloud, I just put on 6 meteor shot materia, raised his chances up to the maximum that they would allow. Then I did the same for airstrike for Sung, Octa Slash for Sephiroth, and as you can see, I did not max out my Octa Slash stuff. For whatever reason, Sephiroth just happened more often. And then I have Apocalypse here for Genesis. So, what are we doing today? As you can see down there in the bottom corner, I have a 40.47 proficiency bonus with my Buster Sword. So, I, being the semi-completionist that I am, I want to max that out. Let's go ahead and put my main equipment back on, heal back up, and enter the missions. Actually, let's go ahead and bring it here. What we're going to be doing to bring that from 40.47 is we're going to be doing a singular mission. And we're going to be staying in this mission until we are completely maxed out. This mission is going to be mission 9, 6, 5. It is going to be the life form of energy. And in this particular mission, from what I can tell, the equipment that we're using is not really going to matter. You need at least one of the command materia, and then whatever stat materia you want to do. I'm just going to be using my main setup. I just realized I hit level 99. I don't know when that happened, but I apparently did. But yeah, just my main materia setup. I'm not going to be worrying about anything else. The enemies in here aren't really going to affect me all that much. But here we have our first battle right here. As you can see, all of these guys have some form of magic barrier on them. So we're just going to sit here and let them hit us for a little bit. Once I realize that my proficiency stops going up, I'm just going to, while in the buster stance, I'm just going to attack. Alright, so we are back after the interruption, but what I was trying to say is once we notice that our proficiency is no longer going up from the guard, we're just going to be attacking these guys. Whether it be with our high jump materia or our regular attack materia. And that is going to be completing a few things, actually. Attacking them normally is going to, of course, build our proficiency for just attacking. Attacking them with the high jump materia is going to fill out the percentage, the proficiency for attacking them with a command materia. But these guys are also barriers. They have the various barriers, and the more of the barrier enemies that we kill, the more that we are going to be able to get 2 different proficiency landmarks. I don't know how else to say them besides landmarks. That is probably not the right word. But each one of these proficiencies is worth 5%. You will not necessarily see them increase normally.
Activating combat mode.
Because it is one of those sort of things where once you do it, it just jumps up to 5%. But there is no like interim thing to let you know that it's happening. So just keep on in this stage. Keep on fighting through it, and you will eventually see that you will very easily get 100%. It might take a minute, it might take a while, it might take a few fights. But continuing through, as you can see, we got some pretty rapid battles in here. And just continue on through. Keep an eye on your percentage. I don't know if you just saw that, my proficiency just jumped from 41.2 up to 46.2. So that means after this fight, we're going to see that particular message letting us know what we just unlocked. So let's go ahead and take out this guy.
Conflict resolved.
Oh yeah!
And here we have a Buster Sword Barrier Piercing. Zack's proficiency with the Buster Sword has improved. And now when attacking or using an ability while in the battle stance, a barrier piercing effect is active. This will allow Zack to ignore enemy barrier effects while dealing damage. So yeah, that brought us to the 46.37 at the end of that battle. And once we continue doing this and we get the second stage of that, we will get another 5%. And then the remaining percentage that we want, we get about 30% for the guard. We get about 30% for just basic attacks. And then we get about 30-ish% for the command materia. Something that is worth noting, the actual attack and command proficiency will only increase if you kill an enemy with it. It doesn't matter if you hit them with it. You have to actually kill an enemy with it.
Conflict resolved.
So yeah, this is gonna be what we're doing. We're just gonna be running back and forth throughout this stage. If you want to, you can finish the stage and start over, but there is quite literally no reason to do that. You just start a battle, let them hit you a couple times, let that percentage increase until it stops. It is generally around 0.08% that it will increase. And then you just kill the enemies and move on to the next battle. So what I'm going to do is I am going to shut up, Future Famine here. So what I'm actually going to do, as opposed to what Past Famine had planned on doing, was I'm going to cut to the very end of when I actually get the 100%. I did in fact record the entire process from the percentage you see me at right now up to 100%. That took about 3 hours of recording. So instead of making an episode that is going to be mostly 3 hours of just completely dead air, I am going to go ahead and cut to the very end, show you the last fight or two, let you see that I get 100%, and then we will be moving on to the next episode. Another thing that it is worth noting, once you get your 30% from attack, and then your 30% from your command materia, you stop gaining proficiency with those. So the last, I want to say, hour of me trying to do this, I was quite literally going battle to battle, just doing the guard. That's all I was doing, was entering a battle, getting my 0.08% from my guard, finishing the battle, then moving on to the next piece. It takes a long time. You don't get anything for maxing out your guard. And at this point, I only unlock one more proficiency on my road to 100%, and that is a barrier piercing ability as well. So it's really not necessary to get 100% proficiency on the Buster Sword. There's no trophies, there's no hidden mechanic that you now unlock. Especially this late in the game, we absolutely do not need it. We have so much equipment that will take place of what it is the game tries to give us for maxing out the Buster Sword. It's not worth it. Don't do it. It takes too much time. Unless you're a completionist like me, it is not worth it. But anyway, let's go ahead and cut now to the end of the video, and I'll see you there.
Activating combat mode.
Bye now. How about this? Heads up. The end. Later. Take that.
Conflict resolved.
The end. Oh yeah.
Alright, so this should be
Activating
our
combat
final
mode.
battle before getting 100%.
Taking you down a peg.
There we go. We have 100% with the Buster Sword
Got him.
proficiency. I don't think we actually get anything for doing it. It is just a completionist thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, literally we get nothing for doing that. But we have 100% Buster Sword proficiency. So now I feel like I can move on with the game. Thank you guys so much for watching all this. My recorder is currently saying about 2 hours and 38 minutes. There was an interruption in the beginning, so this is probably going to be a 2 hour and 25 minute episode. So thank you guys that are still here for watching all the way through. I know that I did not speak for the vast majority of it, but hopefully watching me do that lets you decide if you need and or want to do so yourself. Let's actually go ahead and take a look at the Buster Sword stuff that we have now. So this right here is the basic Buster Sword stance, X and square. And then we have the Buster Sword damage limit break. Zack's proficiency with the Buster Sword has improved, and now an attack or ability is used while in the battle stance. A damage limit break effect is active, allowing us to go over 9,999. Don't really need it because we have on break damage limit equipment. And then right here, Zack's proficiency with, or this is the Buster Sword barrier piercing. Zack's proficiency with the Buster Sword has improved, and now when attacking or using an ability while in the battle stance, a barrier piercing effect is active. This will allow Zack to ignore enemy barrier effects while dealing damage. Again, not really sure if it's that necessary, but we got it. And then finally, Zack's proficiency with the Buster Sword has improved for the Buster Sword Barrier Break, and now when attacking or using an ability while in the battle stance, a Barrier Break effect is activated. This will allow Zack to take down enemy barrier effects. And then we have the MP and AP drain. So I don't really know if it was necessarily required to get it to 100%. Like I was saying, I wanted to do it for my own personal 100% completion. Choose at your own risk. If there is one of those abilities that you particularly care for,
Activating combat mode.
you now know how to do it. I don't know how to fight you guys, so I'm going to GTFO. But yeah, go ahead and join me next time where we, in theory, depending on how long everything takes,
Activating combat
complete
mode.
the game. You guys are in my way.
Conflict resolved.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah!
until then, this is Famine52 signing out, and peace out.